Can you imagine that a banana is the largest grass on Earth? Yes, the banana tree is not a tree at all. Despite its impressive height and massive appearance, the banana plant is actually a grass. Its trunk is nothing more than a collection of tightly packed leaves, not wood like real trees. This makes the banana the greatest representative of the grass family. Next time you bite into a juicy banana, think, you're enjoying the fruit of a true giant among grasses. This botanical fact flips the usual perception of what constitutes a tree and a grass. It's fascinating that the banana we all know and love is actually the tallest grass on the planet. Believe it or not, cows can walk upstairs but can't walk down. Their body structure makes descending stairs nearly impossible. Cows' knee joints are designed in such a way that they can easily ascend but struggle to maintain balance when coming down. So if a cow ever finds itself on a second floor, it will need special equipment to be lowered. This fact may seem funny, but it also highlights how unique and complex the anatomy of animals can be. Why do people blush? A unique reaction found only in humans. Believe it or not, only humans blush. This unique reaction occurs when we experience strong emotions, such as embarrassment, shame, or attraction. Blushing happens because adrenaline dilates our blood vessels, especially in the face, causing us to turn red. This trait is unique to humans and makes us truly special in the animal world. Imagine your cheeks turning red in response to a compliment or attention. It's one of those fascinating traits that show how complex and amazing our bodies are. Who would have thought the world's largest pearl weighs 34 kilograms? In 2006, a Filipino fisherman discovered the world's largest pearl, weighing an incredible 34 kilograms or 75 pounds. He kept it under his bed as a good luck charm for 10 years before realizing its true value. This giant pearl, known as the Pearl of Puerto, measures 67 centimeters long and is estimated to be worth $100 million. A true marvel of nature, this pearl is admired worldwide. Did you know that the first emojis appeared in 1997? These small symbols, now used by billions of people around the world, began their journey in Japan. They were first introduced by the Japanese telecommunications company NTT Docomo in 1997 as a set of 176 images. The word emoji comes from the Japanese words picture, and moji, character. Now, emojis are a universal language, helping us convey emotions, ideas, and even entire stories. But few people know that it all started with a simple set of pictograms. Why are shark teeth covered with fluoride? Fluoride, the same element we use in toothpaste to protect against cavities, is already built into sharks' teeth. Their teeth are coated in natural fluoride, making them virtually cavity-proof. Sharks never experience the pain of tooth decay and don't even know what a toothache is. Imagine a world where sharks can grow thousands of teeth in their lifetime, all perfectly strong and healthy. The power of the Amazon, the river that can turn the ocean into fresh water. Did you know that the Amazon River is so powerful that it pushes fresh water into the Atlantic Ocean for hundreds of kilometers? Yes, this river, the largest by volume in the world, is so strong that its fresh water dominates even in the ocean, far from its mouth. The water from the Amazon literally changes the chemical composition of the ocean. This is one of the reasons why the Amazon is considered one of the most amazing natural forces on Earth. Why can't some monkeys stick out their tongues? Some species of monkeys, such as macaques, have an anatomical peculiarity that limits the movement of their tongues. They have special muscles that keep the tongue in place, a feature tied to their evolutionary path and feeding habits. This adaptation helps them chew and process food that often includes hard fruits and tree bark. Despite this limitation, monkeys use their hands with remarkable skill, compensating for the lack of tongue flexibility. Believe it or not, there's an underground beach in London. In an old abandoned tunnel beneath the streets of London, there's an actual underground beach. This tunnel was once part of a metro station, but now it's used as an unusual venue for parties and events. There's even sand, artificial palm trees, and lighting that creates the atmosphere of a real beach. It remains one of the city's most unusual and mysterious corners, where you can escape the hustle and bustle underground. Why do ants have two stomachs? Ants have not one, but two stomachs. One is for digesting their own food, while the other is a social stomach that stores food to share with other members of the colony. This process is called trophallaxis, allowing ants to exchange not just food, but also information. For instance, if one ant finds a food source, it can return to the colony and share with others to guide them to the location. This fascinating behavior makes ants some of the most successful social creatures on Earth. Is it true that in Norway, there is a village where they hold an annual salmon-throwing championship? In a small Norwegian village, to honor fishing traditions, an unusual competition takes place every year. A frozen salmon-throwing contest. Participants compete to see who can throw the fish the farthest. This tradition started as a joke among locals, but eventually drew tourists from all over the world. Now this festival has become part of local culture and includes not only the competitions, but also celebrations with fish and seafood of all kinds. Wow! The world's largest chocolate bar weighed over 4 tons. In 2011, a chocolate company in Armenia set a record by creating the world's largest chocolate bar. This massive treat weighed a staggering 4,410 kilograms. That's over 9,722 pounds. The bar measured 5.6 meters in length and 2.75 meters in width. It was made with 70% cocoa and took 10 days to complete. On Chocolate Day, the bar was broken into pieces and distributed to the community to spread joy through chocolate. How do giant whales help reduce carbon dioxide levels? Giant whales like blue whales and sperm whales play a crucial role in the oceanic ecosystem by helping capture carbon dioxide. When a whale dies, its body sinks to the ocean floor, where the carbon within it remains locked for decades, if not centuries. On average, each whale absorbs around 30 tons of carbon, which is equivalent to the emissions of hundreds of cars. This process makes whales true heroes in the fight against climate change. It's hard to believe, but the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. This iconic masterpiece by Leonardo da Vinci continues to captivate art lovers around the world. One of its many mysteries lies in the fact that the Mona Lisa has no eyebrows. It's believed that da Vinci intentionally left them out, adding to her enigmatic and alluring expression. Even after centuries, the Mona Lisa remains a symbol of intrigue, where even the smallest details, or the absence of them, keep us guessing. Did you know that sharks don't have bones? Unlike most animals, a shark's skeleton is entirely made of cartilage. This material is not only lighter than bones, but also much more flexible, giving sharks incredible agility in the water. Cartilage makes their bodies strong yet flexible, allowing sharks to twist and lunge at prey with lightning speed. Their cartilage skeletons also enable them to grow throughout their lives, which helps some species reach sizes that are almost unimaginable. For example, a whale shark can grow up to 12 meters long. Bubble wrap as wallpaper? The story of an unusual invention. Did you know that bubble wrap was originally designed to be textured wallpaper? In 1957, inventors tried to create an innovative material for interior decoration, capturing air bubbles between 2 layers of plastic. However, the idea didn't catch on, but later the wrap found its perfect use as a packing material that we all love for its popping qualities. Roman hair dye with leeches? Who would have thought? In ancient Rome, wealthy fashionistas went to some pretty surprising lengths to achieve the perfect dark hair color. One of the strangest beauty trends involved using fermented leeches as hair dye. Yes, those slimy creatures were the key to that rich, dark hue. While it might sound odd to us, it was a serious beauty hack back then, showing just how far people would go for fashion. You can almost imagine ancient Romans gossiping in their salons. "Oh, darling, your leech rinse looks absolutely fabulous." Beauty secrets sure have evolved, but strange tricks have always been a part of the game. The heart of a blue whale is the size of a car. The heart of the largest animal on Earth, the blue whale, is so massive that it's comparable to a small car. The veins and arteries of this gigantic mammal are so wide that an adult human could swim through them. This incredible organ pumps tons of blood throughout the whale's body, sustaining the life of this marine giant. Imagine, if you could travel through the blue whale's circulatory system, it would feel like a journey through underwater tunnels created by nature itself. It turns out skyscrapers can be green oases. In some modern cities, skyscrapers are being designed with vertical gardens that allow plants to grow across dozens of floors. These gardens not only beautify buildings, but also help clean the air and cool down the interiors. For example, in Milan, they built the vertical forest, which hosts over 3,000 plants. This structure shows how nature and architecture can be combined in urban settings. You probably didn't know that turtles can breathe through their behind. Some species of turtles, such as Australian turtles, can breathe through special anal sacs. This process, called cloacal respiration, allows them to stay underwater for hours. It's an adaptation that enables turtles to survive winter months under ice, where oxygen is scarce. In this way, turtles can remain submerged for extended periods without needing to surface for air. Don't believe it? You can't keep just one guinea pig in Switzerland? Switzerland is one of the most caring countries when it comes to animal welfare. Local laws prohibit keeping a single guinea pig alone because they are social creatures. Loneliness can negatively affect their health, so they must always be kept in pairs or groups. This law highlights the importance of considering not only an animal's physical health, but also their emotional well-being. Switzerland truly leads the way in animal rights. Who would have thought that octopuses can use tools? These mollusks are smarter than they appear. Octopuses have been observed using coconut shells to create makeshift homes where they can hide. This demonstrates not only a high level of intelligence, but also the ability to plan their actions. In fact, octopuses are one of the few animals on the planet that can use tools. Cougar, the amazing cat you can find on almost every continent. Did you know that the cougar is one of the most unique members of the cat family? These medium to large cats, though not classified as big cats, have one of the widest ranges of habitat on the planet. Cougars are found on every continent except Australia and Antarctica, and are related to some of the fastest cats on Earth, such as the cheetah. These incredible predators can adapt to a wide variety of environments and play a crucial role in ecosystems. How long would it take to walk the Great Wall of China? Imagine deciding to walk the entire length of the Great Wall of China. Do you know how long that would take? About 18 months. The Great Wall stretches over 13,000 miles, 21,000 kilometers. And to walk that distance would take more than a year. It's one of the most impressive architectural feats on the planet, and walking along it is a true challenge for any traveler. But imagine the views you'd get of this ancient fortress and its breathtaking landscapes. Is it true that there's an underground post office in Australia? In Coober Pedy, Australia, most buildings are built underground to escape the scorching heat. This underground town even has a post office. Residents can send and receive mail in a space that rivals any above-ground post office. Tourists are amazed by this, as it offers a unique opportunity to see how people have adapted to harsh conditions by creating an underground infrastructure. A 32-character anthem, the shortest national anthem in the world. Japan's national anthem, Kimi ga yo, holds the record for the shortest national anthem in the world. Its original Japanese version contains only 32 characters. Despite its brevity, the anthem expresses deep patriotic feelings and pride in the country. While many other national anthems are long and complex, Kimi ga yo remains reserved and concise, making it unique among the world's anthems. This fact highlights Japan's cultural preference for simplicity and brevity. Why does chocolate sometimes turn white? This phenomenon is called fat bloom. It happens when the cocoa butter in chocolate rises to the surface due to changes in temperature or humidity. Imagine opening your favorite chocolate bar and finding it covered in a white layer. But don't worry, it's completely safe and still tastes great. This is just a physical process. So the next time you see a white film on chocolate, remember this scientific fact. Did you know that there was once red rain? In 2001, in the state of Kerala, India, there was an unusual red rain that shocked the locals and puzzled scientists. The rain lasted for several weeks and looked like the sky was pouring blood. Imagine stepping outside and seeing red drops falling from the sky, leaving crimson puddles on the streets. Initially, many believed it was a mystical omen or a sign of impending disaster. However, scientists soon began studying the phenomenon and found the answer. It turned out that desert sand had risen into the upper atmosphere and was carried over vast distances by winds. The sand particles mixed with rain droplets, turning them red. This remains one of the most mysterious weather events ever recorded and is still remembered by the residents of Kerala. Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. Mercury is a tiny giant. Its diameter is about 4,879 kilometers, or roughly 3.31 miles. That's only 38% of Earth's diameter. Not only is Mercury the smallest planet, but it's also the fastest, completing a full orbit around the Sun in just 88 Earth days. This small planet moves faster than any other in the solar system. What if I told you the world's largest pizza had a diameter of over 40 meters? In 2012, the world's largest pizza was made in Rome, Italy. It had a diameter of 40.5 meters, or 132 feet. This massive pizza, named Ottavia, after an ancient Roman emperor, weighed over 23 tons. It was so huge that it was divided into thousands of slices to feed a large crowd. This record-breaking pizza remains unbeaten and stands as a true culinary marvel. It's hard to believe, but the peregrine falcon is the fastest animal on Earth. The peregrine falcon holds the record for speed in the animal kingdom. When diving, it can reach speeds of up to 390 kilometers per hour, which is about 240 miles per hour. That's faster than a Formula One car. These majestic birds use their incredible speed to catch prey like pigeons and ducks mid-air, making them unbeatable aerial predators. Did you know the world's oldest university was founded by a woman? The University of Al Qarawiyyin, located in Fes, Morocco, is the oldest university in the world, founded in 859. Interestingly, it was founded by a woman named Fatima Al-Fihri, who donated her inheritance to build the university and a mosque. This institution is not only a place of learning, but also a symbol of women's empowerment in the ancient world. Did you know that sharks never stop swimming? Sharks are like the marathon runners of the ocean. They need to keep moving continuously to prevent themselves from sinking. Unlike most fish, sharks lack a swim bladder that helps maintain buoyancy. To keep oxygen-rich water flowing through their gills, they must stay in motion. If they stop, they will slowly sink to the ocean floor and risk suffocating. For sharks, swimming is not just a habit, it's a life necessity. Imagine being in a race you can never quit, where every stroke keeps you alive. Why do birds stand on one leg? Discover the secret of bird yoga. Have you ever wondered why birds often stand on one leg? It may seem at first that they only have one leg, but in fact they tuck the other leg under themselves to conserve heat. Birds lose a lot of heat through their legs, and standing on one leg helps reduce this loss. Flamingos, for example, feel so comfortable on one leg that they can even sleep in this position. This behavior is called unipedal resting, and it's common to many bird species. Did you know a group of ferrets is called a business? Ever heard that a gathering of ferrets is called a business? These small mammals, known for their activity and playfulness, are so busy that this amusing term stuck. Ferrets love to hustle and play, creating the image of little businessmen attending their own meeting. Next time you see a bunch of ferrets, remember, they're not just having fun, they're doing business. Believe it or not, the oldest joke dates back almost 4 millennia. The oldest joke in the world was found on a Sumerian tablet from ancient Mesopotamia and dates back to around 1900 BCE. This ancient joke, discovered in Iraq, deals with a theme still popular today: toilet humor. The joke goes, something which has never occurred since time immemorial, a woman who did not fart in front of her husband. Turns out, humor about family life and everyday inconveniences has been popular for thousands of years. Did you know airplanes fly faster when heading west? Airplanes traveling from west to east usually fly faster thanks to what's called jet streams, fast air currents that move from west to east. These streams can speed up planes, sometimes shortening flight times by several hours. For example, flying from New York to London takes less time than the return flight, thanks to these powerful air currents. Bloody gratitude, a message to blood donors in Sweden. In Sweden, blood donors receive touching text messages when their blood is used to save a life. Imagine donating blood, and then a few days later, receiving a message thanking you for helping save someone's life. This gesture is not only a sign of appreciation, but also a reminder of the importance of sharing and helping others. This unique initiative highlights the power of kindness and solidarity. Venus's rainbow. What is this phenomenon? On Venus, there is a phenomenon similar to a rainbow, but it's called a glory. This stunning optical effect occurs when sunlight reflects off tiny sulfuric acid droplets in the planet's atmosphere. creating colorful rings. Unlike a rainbow on Earth, which is caused by the bending and splitting of light and water droplets, Venus's glory is the result of reflections within the planet's dense atmosphere. It's a reminder that even on distant planets, nature creates its own incredible light shows. What if I told you sand can be turned into glass? This process may seem magical, but it's actually based on physics and chemistry. Glass is made by melting sand at a temperature of about 1,700 degrees Celsius. At such a high temperature, the sand, which is made up of silicon dioxide, turns into a molten mass, which becomes a solid, transparent material upon cooling. This process has been known to ancient civilizations. Egyptians, Romans, and Phoenicians used sand to create beautiful glass objects. Imagine how ordinary sand can become a glass vase or a window. It's hard to believe, but the Tokyo Tower weighs less than it looks. Built in 1958, the Tokyo Tower resembles the Eiffel Tower, but weighs half as much. This is thanks to the use of modern steel at the time, which made it lighter and more resilient. This structure not only serves as a broadcast tower, but also symbolizes Japan's rapid economic growth after World War II. Today, it remains one of the most recognizable buildings in Tokyo. It's almost unbelievable, but sounds can actually be seen. Using a scientific instrument called a clusterion, sounds can be seen as vibrations and waves. This is possible because sound waves, when they hit a surface, create vibrations that can be captured. This effect is called chladni patterns. These appear when powder or sand is spread on a vibrating plate, forming intricate designs. This method literally lets you see sound with your own eyes. Who would have thought that the blue whale is not only the largest, but also the loudest animal on Earth? The blue whale is a true wonder of nature. It can weigh up to 190 tons, making it the largest animal on the planet. But that's not all. Blue whales are also the loudest creatures on Earth. Their sounds can reach up to 188 decibels, louder than a jet engine taking off. These powerful sounds help whales communicate over distances of up to 800 kilometers underwater. Furby spies, real fear or myth? Do you remember those cute Furby toys that were popular in the 90s? Did you know that they were once suspected of being potential spies? In 1999, rumors spread that Furbies could record and repeat conversations, causing panic, especially in government offices. So much so that the National Security Agency in the United States officially banned Furbies from being brought to work. Of course, this turned out to be just a myth, but it shows how strange fears about new technologies can be. Have you ever wondered how smart pigs really are? Pigs are not just animals with cute snouts. They possess high intelligence and can solve puzzles, communicate, and even deceive each other to get treats. In some cognitive tests, they have even outperformed dogs. Pigs can recognize themselves in mirrors and easily learn new tricks. This fact challenges the stereotypes and makes us see these animals differently, highlighting the complexity of their behavior and emotions. Pigs are true intellectuals of the farm, even if they love rolling in the mud. It's interesting that humans can actually sense smells through their skin. Turns out, human skin contains receptors that can react to smells, similar to how receptors in the nose work. In an experiment, scientists discovered that skin can feel the scent of certain substances and even respond to them. For instance, some odors can accelerate wound healing. This ability of the skin to detect smells could change our understanding of how human sensory organs function. Surprisingly, sea stars can turn their stomachs inside out. When a sea star finds a tasty snack like a mollusk, it wraps its central body around the prey and begins to turn its stomach inside out through its mouth. This external digestion allows the starfish to digest its meal without swallowing it whole. And guess what? If a sea star loses an arm, it can regrow it, making it almost invincible in the ocean. Did you know that some sounds are inaudible to humans? Our hearing is limited to frequencies from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz. Sounds above or below this range are simply not perceived by us. This means there are entire worlds of ultrasound and infrasound, accessible only to animals or specialized devices. For instance, dolphins hear frequencies up to 200,000 Hz, and infrasound below 20 Hz is used to study earthquakes and even volcanic activity. How about this? There's an elevator that moves diagonally. In Oberstdorf, Germany, a unique lift has been built that moves diagonally. It takes tourists up the mountain not vertically, but at a 45-degree angle, transporting them to the top of the slope. It's the first structure of its kind in the world that combines the features of both an elevator and a funicular. This form of transport allows for quicker and more convenient access to mountain slopes, providing new experiences for skiers. Why is Chicago called the Windy City if it's not about the weather? Most people assume it's due to weather conditions, but in fact, Chicago got this nickname because of its politicians. In the late 19th century, Chicago's politicians and city promoters were known for their windy speeches, long and boastful. This became especially evident during the bid for the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition, where the city fought for the right to host the event. That's why this nickname is more about political rhetoric than actual wins. Is it possible? Ants can lift 50 times their own weight. If a person had this strength, they could lift a truck. Ants have a unique body structure that makes them incredibly strong despite their small size. Their muscles are attached directly to their exoskeleton, allowing them to efficiently distribute the load. In an anthill, this strength is especially valuable as ants collectively move pieces of food and building materials, organizing whole transport companies within their colonies. Did you know the oldest wooden wheel was found in Slovenia? In 2002, archaeologists in Slovenia discovered an incredible artifact, the world's oldest wooden wheel, which is around 5,000 years old. This discovery dates back to around 3200 BC and is considered a breakthrough in archaeology. The wheel was used in early Mesopotamia, and its technology eventually spread worldwide. It offers a unique glimpse into how ancient people created and used such sophisticated devices. This ancient invention paved the way for many future technologies and is rightfully considered one of the most important archaeological finds. Today, the wheel is on display in the Ljubljana Museum for all to see. Eyes the size of basketballs. Who has them? You won't believe it, but giant squids have eyes the size of basketballs. These massive eyes, the largest of any known animal, can reach up to 25 centimeters in diameter. But why do they need such big eyes? It's simple. At great depths, where darkness rules, large eyes help squids detect even the faintest flashes of light, aiding them in hunting their prey. Thanks to these eyes, they can survive in the pitch-black depths of the ocean. It's incredible how nature creates such astonishing adaptations. The oldest recorded sound. 1860. Imagine hearing a sound that was recorded over 160 years ago. In 1860, Edouard Léon Scott de Martinville made the first audio recording in history. He used a phonautograph, an incredible device that captured sound waves onto a glass plate. The recording was a melody from a French folk song, which couldn't be played back until the 21st century, when scientists decoded it using modern technology. This discovery allowed us to hear echoes from the era of Napoleon III. Astonishingly, this recording predates Thomas Edison's phonograph by 17 years. Turns out people built suspension bridges thousands of years ago. Suspension bridges, which we often see in modern cities, are actually not a modern invention. The first such structures were created more than 2,000 years ago by the Incas in South America. These bridges, made from grass and plants, allowed people to cross deep valleys and rivers in the Andes Mountains. Despite their simplicity, they were strong and used for centuries. Did you know the first oranges weren't orange? It turns out that the original oranges, which appeared in Southeast Asia, weren't the familiar orange color we know today. These fruits were hybrids of mandarin and pomelo and had a bright green hue. Even now in tropical regions, oranges can stay green even when fully ripe. They only turn orange in colder climates when the green chlorophyll breaks down. Imagine if our oranges were still green. Supermarkets would look quite different. Did you know that the world's oldest living animal is a tortoise? Meet Jonathan, the venerable Galapagos tortoise residing on the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic Ocean. This remarkable tortoise, estimated to be around 190 years old, has witnessed more history than most can imagine. From the Boer War to the World Wars, Jonathan has quietly observed the passage of time. With his wisdom and age, he's like a living history book. Let's just hope he doesn't start giving us lectures anytime soon. Who would have thought the world's largest spider can weigh over 170 grams? The Goliath bird-eater tarantula, native to South America, is the world's largest spider. Its leg span can reach up to 30 centimeters and it weighs more than 170 grams. This hairy spider can make hissing sounds by rubbing its legs together. Its diet consists of insects, small rodents, lizards, and even birds. Despite its terrifying appearance, the Goliath bird eater is a fascinating creature for scientists and nature lovers. How would you react if you learned that flamingos can stand on one leg for hours? Flamingos stand on one leg not only to rest, but also to keep warm. These amazing birds can stay in this position for hours, relaxing their muscles and curling up like yoga masters. Scientists still don't fully understand how they manage to keep their balance and comfort in this pose. Flamingos truly amaze with their balance and endurance, as it's as natural to them as sitting in a comfy chair is to us. Can you believe that apples are almost 90% water? Apples are not only a delicious fruit, but also a great source of hydration. They are made up of about 86% water, making them a refreshing snack, especially on hot days. Additionally, the water in apples is full of oxygen, which helps keep your body hydrated and balanced. Apples are also rich in vitamins, antioxidants, and fiber, making them a perfect snack that nourishes and refreshes you at the same time. So every bite of an apple gives you a hydrating boost of nutrition. Can you imagine that snails have thousands of teeth? Yes, it's true. Snails can have between 1,000 and 12,000 tiny teeth located on their tongue, called a radula. These tiny teeth help the snail scrape and chew food as it moves along. Although these teeth aren't like ours, they are essential to a snail's ability to eat and survive. The next time you see a snail, remember that you're looking at a miniature tooth-filled wonder, perfectly designed for its slow-paced lifestyle. How do you think elephants can hear with their feet? Elephants possess a unique ability to sense vibrations through the ground using the sensitive pads on their feet. They can detect low-frequency sounds such as the rumblings of distant thunderstorms or the calls of other elephants from up to 30 kilometers away. These vibrations travel through nerve endings in their feet and reach their brains, enabling them to hear across great distances. This ability is not just for survival, it helps them communicate with their herd, even when they are far apart. It's like having a built-in seismic radar. Interestingly, butterflies have taste receptors on their feet. When a butterfly lands on a flower, it tastes it with its feet. This allows it to determine if the flower is suitable for laying eggs or feeding. The taste is literally felt through its legs, which contain thousands of tiny receptors. Imagine how fascinating it would be to taste the world with your feet. Butterflies are truly unique among insects. Why does Alaska have a post office where bears sort the mail? In the small Alaskan town of Talkeetna, the local post office is famous for its bear postman. Max, a specially trained bear for show, carefully moves mail from one basket to another, attracting tourists from all over. This amusing spectacle has become Talkeetna's trademark, and now everyone visiting the town sends a postcard from Max, stamping their cards with the bear's paw print. Can you imagine blowing out 58 candles with a single breath? In 2019, Bulgarian Vasilin Ivanov set a Guinness World Record by blowing out 58 candles with a single breath. This impressive feat was made possible with the help of a special device that allowed him to blow out multiple candles simultaneously. Ivanov not only demonstrated remarkable lung capacity, but also ingenuity by using science to achieve this astonishing result. It's a record that shows the power of human abilities far beyond just birthday candle blowing. Did you know that fish talk to each other? Even though fish don't have vocal cords, they've found astonishing ways to communicate. These underwater creatures produce a variety of sounds, from grunts and croaks to the grinding of teeth and clacking of bones. Some species even sing using special body parts to send signals. Fish use these noises to defend their territory, attract mates, and communicate with each other. The underwater world isn't as silent as it seems. It's full of melodies and messages. Did you know that Earth's population has exceeded 8 billion people? Today, more than 8 billion people live on our planet. This is an incredible number, but even more impressive is the fact that throughout human history, approximately 107 billion people have lived on Earth. Imagine, the current population is just a small part of all the people who have ever existed on the planet. These numbers make us think about how human evolution and development have shaped our world. Every era, every culture has added its chapter to history, and our contribution to this global book continues every day. The quietest room in the world. Silence that can be eerie. Imagine a place where sound disappears completely. That's exactly what you'll experience in the quietest room in the world, located at the Orfield Labs in Minnesota. The noise level inside is only 9 decibels, quieter than a whisper. But this total silence can become unsettling. The quiet is so deep that you can hear your own heartbeat and even the sound of blood flowing through your veins. It's a real test for your nerves. It's hard to believe, but there's a singing hill in Argentina. In Patagonia, there's a hill that produces mysterious sounds when the wind blows across it. Known as the Singing Hill, this phenomenon is created by air currents passing through unique rock formations. Locals say it sounds like a flute melody, and people often come here to listen to this unusual concert. Interestingly, scientists still can't explain how exactly these sounds are formed. Hard to believe, but lighters were invented before matches. Yes, it's true. The first lighter was invented in 1823 by German chemist Johann Wolfgang Dobereiner. His invention used hydrogen to create a flame and was called Dobereiner's lamp. However, matches as we know them were only invented 3 years later in 1826 by John Walker. Although today we often use matches, the fact remains. Lighters have existed a few years longer and were one of the earliest attempts to harness fire. Camels can drink over 100 liters of water in minutes. These incredible animals are capable of drinking up to 130 liters of water in just 10 to 13 minutes. Camels are well adapted to life in harsh desert conditions. Their bodies are efficient at retaining moisture, minimizing water loss. Even their blood has unique properties that allow them to survive dehydration. This combination of physiological mechanisms makes camels true champions of survival in hot environments. The phenomenon of pangrams, a complete sentence in one line. Have you ever wondered why the phrase, "the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog," exists? This sentence, known as a pangram, contains every letter of the English alphabet. Pangrams are sentences that include each letter at least once, and they have become popular for typing practice, font settings, and keyboard testing. However, this phenomenon is much older than you might think. Such sentences existed even before the computer age. For instance, they were used in calligraphy to practice writing all the letters. Surprisingly, this short sentence not only helps people improve their writing skills, but has also become part of a cultural heritage spanning centuries. Is it really true? Egypt is the oldest country in the world? Egypt, the ancient cradle of civilization, boasts over 5,000 years of history, dating back to approximately 3100 BCE. From the magical pyramids to the mystical Nile River, Egypt's history is as vast as the sands of time, captivating hearts and minds for millennia. This land of pharaohs and legendary monuments is a living connection to the past, and its rich cultural heritage continues to inspire curiosity and awe today. Egypt is truly an eternal treasure. Rabbits can't vomit. Strange, but true. Unlike most animals, rabbits cannot vomit. Their digestive system is designed so that food moves in only one direction. This unique adaptation helps them avoid toxins, but it also makes them vulnerable to poisoning. It's fascinating to think that an animal is so specifically designed, highlighting the incredible diversity of adaptations in the animal kingdom. What if I told you that bats always turn left when exiting a cave? This is one of the most curious behavioral phenomena among animals. When bats leave their cave, they almost always turn left. Scientists believe this helps them avoid collisions by following a predictable trajectory, much like organized road traffic. This behavior allows bats to navigate in the dark more efficiently, especially in large colonies that can number in the thousands. Hard to believe, but there's a ghost town in Texas where dolls run everything. In the United States, in Texas, there's a small town called Terlingua, which was once a mining settlement. Now, however, it's home to hundreds of old dusty dolls scattered throughout the town. Dolls here run the town council, greet tourists, and even guard the territory. Locals take a humorous approach to their strange population and happily give tours of the doll kingdom. Of course, it's all done as a joke, but the atmosphere in the town is undeniably eerie and a little creepy. Imagine a whole country without mosquitoes. Surprisingly, Iceland has no mosquitoes. This unique feature is due to the country's harsh climate, which prevents mosquitoes from breeding. While in many other countries these insects are a real nuisance, the people of Iceland can enjoy summer days without the fear of bites. The climate, geographic location, and harsh conditions make Iceland an ideal country for those who dream of living mosquito-free. So if you want to relax in nature without these pesky insects, you know where to go. You won't believe it, but tea was discovered by accident. Imagine that one of the most popular drinks in the world was discovered entirely by accident. According to legend, about 5,000 years ago, the Chinese Emperor Shennong was sitting under a tree, drinking hot water. Suddenly, a few leaves fell from a branch into his cup, changing the flavor of the water. The emperor tried the drink and was pleasantly surprised. This is how tea was born, and it has since become an integral part of the culture of many countries. It turns out that the simplest accidental event can be the beginning of a great tradition that lasts for millennia. Today, millions of people around the world enjoy tea thanks to this happy coincidence. How do people in India capture rain with hundreds of giant nets? In the mountainous regions of the Indian Himalayas, people use a unique method to gather water by setting up special fog nets. These nets capture tiny water droplets, which then collect in reservoirs, creating water supplies for the dry months. This allows villages to have access to water even during the harshest droughts. These fog traps are becoming essential technology in areas where water scarcity is a critical issue, helping sustain life where it would otherwise be impossible. Only 10% of people are left-handed. Being left-handed is almost like having a superpower. Only about 10% of the global population are left-handed, making them a unique minority in a world designed for right-handers, from scissors to doorknobs. This fact not only highlights their rarity, but also makes us wonder why such a small part of the population has this dominance. Maybe in the future, lefties will unlock the secrets of their uniqueness. Imagine by the year 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. Scientists predict that if we don't take action, by the middle of the 21st century, the mass of plastic waste in the world's oceans will exceed the mass of all marine life. This alarming forecast serves as a wake-up call for humanity. If we don't change our habits, we risk destroying marine ecosystems. Let's join forces to protect our planet and preserve its waters for future generations. Did you know English is the most widely spoken language in the world? English holds the #1 spot as the most spoken language in the world. About 1.3 billion people speak English, and it's the official language of 67 countries in 27 territories. English also dominates the digital world, being the most widely used language on the internet, connecting people from all over the globe. Can you imagine that there is a lake in the world that constantly changes its color? In Australia, on Middle Island, there is Lake Hillier, famous for the fact that its water constantly changes color. Throughout the year, it can be pink, turquoise, or even purple. Scientists have puzzled over this mystery for a long time. It turns out that this is due to the unique microflora of the lake, including algae, that produce substances affecting the water's color. This lake is not only incredibly beautiful, but also one of the most unusual natural phenomena on Earth. What if I told you there's a blood waterfall in Antarctica? Amid the endless ice fields of Antarctica, there's a place that looks like a scene from a horror movie, a waterfall from which blood-red water flows. This phenomenon, called blood falls, is caused by the high iron content in the water that flows from a subglacial lake and oxidizes upon exposure to air. Astonishingly, researchers believe that ancient microorganisms may live in this lake, existing in conditions found nowhere else on Earth. Fleas, the jumping champions of the insect world. Fleas are true acrobats among insects. They can jump up to 350 times their body length. That means that if a flea were the size of a human, it could jump the length of the Statue of Liberty. Their ability to jump so far is due to their unique anatomy. They use their powerful hind legs as levers, pushing off the ground. This mechanism allows the flea to reach incredible speed and strength in a single leap, making them exceptionally skilled hunters and escape artists. Wow, did you know that China built the longest bridge in the world? The Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge in China is a true marvel of engineering. Stretching over 164 kilometers, it took just 4 years to complete. The bridge was opened in 2011 and connects 2 major cities in Jiangsu province. It's so long that it's hard to imagine seeing the entire thing at once. This record-breaking bridge is a testament to the incredible feats of modern engineering. Who would have thought that robots originated from a play? The word robot was first used in 1920 in a play by Czech writer Karel Čapek titled R.U.R. Rossum's Universal Robots. In this science fiction play, robots are portrayed as artificial workers created to perform hard tasks, but who eventually rebel against their creators. This work not only introduced the world to a new word, but also raised important philosophical questions about the ethics of creating artificial intelligence and the fate of humanity in a world of machines. The robots in Čapek's imagination have since transformed into real-life helpers in our modern world, and his term has become a symbol of humanity's drive to create autonomous machines. This fascinating historical event, which laid the foundation for robot culture, continues to inspire writers, filmmakers, and scientists creating artificial beings today. Is it really true? There are more possible chess moves than atoms in the universe. The number of potential chess game combinations is greater than the total number of atoms in the known universe. This mind-boggling fact shows just how complex chess is, with endless strategies and variations. Each move can lead to countless new possibilities, making every game unique. Chess is not just a game, it's a profound intellectual challenge, offering infinite opportunities for creativity and strategy. How do the sands of the Sahara sing in the wind? In the Sahara Desert, there are areas where the sands emit a low hum as if they are singing in the wind. This phenomenon, known as singing dunes, occurs when sand grains rub against each other under the influence of the wind. The sound can be so loud that it can be heard for miles. Locals believe it's the spirits of the desert sending their secret messages, while scientists are still studying what exactly causes these sounds. What do you call a group of goats? In the world of goats, there are special terms. Male goats are called billies or bucks, while females are called nannies. These names have deep roots in farming traditions and are used by farmers and animal lovers worldwide. So next time you see a group of goats, you can impress your friends by using the correct terms. Perhaps this little piece of knowledge will give you a reputation as an animal expert. After all, everyone loves someone who knows fun and quirky facts. Sharks are older than trees. Yes, you heard that right. Believe it or not, sharks have been swimming in the oceans long before trees even appeared on Earth. These sea creatures have inhabited the planet for over 400 million years, outliving trees by 50 million years. It's amazing to think that sharks have been around for so long, witnessing the rich and diverse history of our planet. For over 4 centuries, sharks have stood as ancient guardians of the seas, watching the evolution of life on Earth from a primeval era to modern times. Did you know that the Venus flytrap is a mathematical genius of nature? This amazing plant doesn't just catch insects. It counts how many times its prey touches its sensitive hairs. The flytrap only snaps shut after the insect touches it twice. This mechanism helps the plant conserve energy, avoiding unnecessary movement. It's as if the plant quietly counts. 1, 2, gotcha. This is a remarkable example of natural adaptation and intuitive mathematical thinking in the plant world. Why is the Leaning Tower of Pisa still standing? The Leaning Tower of Pisa began tilting almost immediately after construction started in the 12th century, but it still stands to this day. Scientists from around the world have worked to preserve this iconic structure by strengthening its foundation. Thanks to these efforts, the tower is now more stable than ever, and its tilt has nearly stopped increasing. Every year, millions of tourists visit Pisa to see this famous tower and learn about its history. The tower's lean is a symbol of both engineering mishaps and brilliance that has made it a global landmark. The walking culture. Where do people walk to work the most? Did you know that in some countries, people walk to work far more frequently than in others? According to the World Bank, Bhutan leads the list. Nearly half of the population, 49.4%, walk to work daily. This is not only good for health, but also helps save money and protect the environment. Other countries such as Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Mongolia also have a high percentage of people who prefer walking over using transportation. This reminds us that sometimes the simplest and most natural form of movement is a step towards a healthier and more mindful lifestyle. So maybe it's time to rethink your habits and add more walking to your day. Is it true that digital clocks can be more accurate than mechanical ones? Yes, digital clocks are often more accurate because they are based on a quartz crystal, which vibrates at a specific frequency when an electric charge passes through it. This allows them to maintain near-perfect accuracy. Mechanical watches, on the other hand, rely on springs and gears, which can wear down and be affected by temperature changes. This is why many modern people prefer digital clocks, especially for scientific and technical purposes. The ocean is the most mysterious of all worlds. Have you ever thought that only between 1% and 5% of the ocean has been explored? Yes, despite all our technological advances, most of the ocean floor remains a mystery to scientists. Imagine vast depths where darkness and pressure remain inaccessible to us. We know more about distant planets than we do about our own planet. Every time scientists venture into the depths, they discover new creatures, strange landscapes, and unseen forms of life. The ocean is a true cosmos on Earth, full of mysteries waiting to be unraveled. Imagine this. The last person born in the 1800s passed away in 2017. That person was Emma Morano, an Italian woman born on November 29, 1899, who lived to be 117 years old. She was the last person born in the 19th century. Her secret to longevity? Emma claimed that she ate 3 raw eggs every day. She also believed in staying independent and taking care of her health. Her life spanned 3 centuries, making her a symbol of longevity and resilience, inspiring people worldwide to lead healthier lives. Did you know that the oldest dental prosthesis dates back to 2,500 years before our era? Did you know that dental prostheses have been around for much longer than we might think? Archaeologists have discovered one of the oldest dental prostheses, which is over 4,500 years old. Found in Egypt, this prosthesis was a dental bridge made of natural teeth connected by gold threads. Can you imagine how long ago people started caring for their teeth? Even back then, people sought ways to replace lost teeth using whatever they could find, including human teeth and gold. This ancient prosthesis proves that dentistry has roots dating back thousands of years. Did you know a group of ladybugs is called a loveliness? Who would have thought that the tiny red bugs with black spots have such a charming name? A group of ladybugs is called a loveliness, and it perfectly reflects their adorable appearance. But ladybugs aren't just cute, they're also very useful. These little insects are natural garden protectors as they feed on aphids and other pests. One ladybug can devour up to 5,000 aphids in its lifetime, making them true heroes of gardening. Now, when you see a loveliness of ladybugs, remember that they're not only nature's decoration, but also its defenders. Can you imagine drinking the same water that dinosaurs drank? It's hard to believe, but almost every molecule of water you drink today has passed through the body of a dinosaur at some point. Yes, that's no joke. Water molecules on Earth have been circulating for billions of years, transitioning from one form to another. They pass through oceans, the atmosphere, living organisms, and even ancient dinosaurs. So the chances that at least one molecule in your glass of water has already been in the body of a T-Rex or Diplodocus are almost 100%. Water literally carries the history of our planet. The word set in English has the most meanings. The English language is rich and complex, and the word set is a prime example of that. This word has over 400 different meanings, making it the most polysemous word in the English language. It can be used as a verb, noun, or even adjective, with meanings ranging from to place, to collection, and ready. It's not just a word, it's a world of varied interpretations and meanings, highlighting the richness and flexibility of the English language.